To you for hours of why the Conservatives lost the last general election. I could talk to you for hours in reference to why Labour is such a nasty party, a hypocritical party, a party of authoritarianism, a party that just really should not be anywhere near power. But when the likes of Elon Musk and also many other people around the world, especially powerful people like Donald Trump, start listening to what's going on in Britain and start commenting in reference to it, then you'll tend to find that the powers that be in Britain start listening. And this is the great thing. Elon Musk is actually going after the likes of Keir Starmer due to the fact that he's letting paedophiles go and he's putting in prison people that put stuff on social media that have nothing to do with violence. So the violent people just go, the criminals get released, and the innocent people, the day-to-day people that just want to comment about the way their country is run, get put into prison.
The last point there is crucial, isn't it? Some people might be sharing simply to warn their friends, but it could be considered an offence because they're amplifying this.
Absolutely, and that's the key message, is that however you think you're acting innocently on social media, whatever platform it is, you're just sharing something for whatever reason, that could potentially be a criminal offence. And look, it's not an idle threat either, because the Crown Prosecution Service were keen to point out that they've made a number of charges in relation to stirring up of racial hatred online, one of which this morning was for distributing a recording that could, intending to stir up racial hatred. And so they are actually already bringing charges in relation to this sort of thing. So it's a very, very clear message based in the harsh reality, if you like, that if you do this kind of thing, you are potentially committing a criminal offence. There he said it. They've got teams of people scouring the internet looking for this sort of thing. And if you are in the business of sharing or retweeting, whatever platform it might be, potentially criminal material, well, then you could find yourself prosecuted.
Elon Musk is actually backing the likes of Tommy Robinson. Now, Tommy Robinson has been an heir of these issues for donkey's years. As long as I could remember, Tommy Robinson has been telling us about these grooming gangs and how the Parliament and also the authorities really did not want to know about it. And the more that Tommy Robinson went out there and actually put out these documentaries, the more the actual authorities come after him and put him into prison. So much so that the last documentary that he did, he had to stop airing it due to the fact that the courts told him he wasn't able to. Even though, as far as I'm aware, and tell me if I'm wrong, this was just talking about the grooming gangs in Britain today.
Most important documentary I've ever made. This story is far bigger than Tommy Robinson. This is about the weaponisation and the politicisation of these buildings. Court buildings across the West. The Royal Courts of Justice, ironically named. These buildings have been weaponised and used against members of the public to destroy them if they speak out. From Donald Trump to Steve Bannon, to Geert Wilders, to Marie Le Pen, to Katie Hopkins. That's what's happening. My job as a journalist, I stand for freedom of speech, I stand for freedom of the press. And I failed, because 3 years ago when I lost a court case in here, and they bankrupted me to the tune of £1.6 million, on a documentary, you're going to see the entire story was a lie, okay? I failed because I should have come out of court and I should have played you that film. Why didn't I play you that film? Because I was given a gagging order by this building, by this judge. I was silenced, and I allowed them to silence me. Because I was scared. I was scared of 2 years in prison. I was scared of the effect that solitary confinement for that length of time would have on me. I was scared of jihadi gangs in jail. And I was scared of the effect it would have on my family. I failed me and I failed you. I'm not going to fail myself again.
That's the reality of the world that we live in, is that tyranny is possible and it exists other places, and it's slowly existing. It's slowly rearing its head in the UK. You're seeing... I think the number of people that have been arrested for just social media posts is bananas. It's in the thousands.
Yes, several thousand people have been given prison sentences in the UK for social media posts where there was no explicit link to actual violence, but they just said it encouraged violence. I'm like, well, did anyone actually do anything as a result of that media post? Well, no. But they're just, and then they have a prison overcrowding situation in the UK, so they're quite literally releasing convicted pedophiles and putting people in jail for Facebook posts. That's an actual thing happening in Britain.
I promised myself one thing, that I would never purposely lie to you guys. I would honestly tell you what I believe and leave it at that. I would tell you whether I believe it's factual or whether it's just me saying what I think I believe. I've got a feeling about something. But the one thing that I can definitely say is that more of us need to start speaking up in reference to our rights being eroded. The likes of the Labour Party or any other party that I can say that are trying to be authoritarian to take away our rights on a daily basis. Now, whether you dislike Tommy Robinson or not, the one thing that you should do is give him an airing. Listen to his documentaries. Listen to what he's talking about. Do your own homework. And at the end of it, realize exactly what you believe is true rather than what people tell you is true.
Would run around and prey on young girls, gang rape them, and some people found that objectionable, which obviously it should be objectionable, and they were upset about that, and so they complained about it online and were sent to prison.